Hi, everyone! Welcome to special presentation with Mike and Ethan. Or,
Elf will not be seen tonight.
and neither will comic strips. Hey, it's almost summer, and we are taking another journey out of the world of comic strips and into something that is not necessarily comic strip, but sort of orthogonally related, because we are dedicating this whole month, believe it or not, to all the Mario movies. That's right, it's the month of MAYrio.
Mario, where are you? Oh,
Mario. Yes, I love when you say Mario because that's my favorite thing is when you listen to British people talk about Mario games and they mispronounce every single word. It's like who is your favorite Super Mario Bros. Character? I like Yossi and Rosalina.
God, what a terrible country. I'm glad we live in a normal one.
This is a normal country? Oh, God, we really are in trouble.
Yeah, USA. Anyway, yeah, the Mario
Yeah.
Brothers, and you may have, or there are a few Mario movies, but this is one I had not been aware of. I wasn't aware of this one.
Yes,
Um,
we actually there are at least four theatrical Mario movies, and we're going to be watching all of them. So we started with the one that came out like about a year after the original Super Mario Brothers. There was not another Mario game at this point, unless you count, say, Mario Brothers or Donkey Kong.
right. So this is the first Super Mario. Yeah, I like how yeah. Uh, Big glow up between regular Mario Brothers and Super Mario Brothers, though.
Absolutely,
You
yeah.
know.
The idea behind the original Super Mario Brothers was they were like, well, what can we have this new hardware with the Nintendo Entertainment System, or Famicom as it's called in Japan. They're like, we've got the Famicom hardware, and we have these cartridges that people can put more chips into to have more power in their games. What kind of game can we do that doesn't use any extra hardware, but what's the biggest thing we can possibly do with it? And that game ended up becoming Super Mario Brothers. And I don't have to tell you that Super Mario Brothers is a hit, but however big a hit you're thinking it was bigger.
Yeah, it was pretty big. I remember. We all loved it. We were all playing this
It was a
game.
phenomenon, and even more so in Japan. Now, have you ever seen a little paperback book called How to Win at Super Mario Brothers?
Maybe. I is it? Refresh my memory.
It's just this little paperback book that you could send away for through like Nintendo Power and various other Nintendo things, and it was a very in depth walkthrough for the original Super Mario Brothers. This book was the best selling book in Japan in 1986. Not the best selling nonfiction book, best selling book of all.
Damn. People really liked Mario Brothers.
People love Mario, and they're not wrong. I mean, a couple of years later, that you might have heard that the Disney company was frightened that more kids recognized Mario than Mickey Mouse when polled.
Well, that's because Mario's always out there. He's like working. He's like showing face. He's making new products. What does Mickey Mouse do? Like Mickey Mouse is like. The Disney Corporation is so afraid of Mickey like doing something out of character that like he hasn't done anything since what? Like Mickey's Christmas Carol?
At least
Um
at that point,
they
yeah,
they
that was like the last thing that anyone's seen Mickey in, and so at that point, kids only knew Mickey from Mickey's Christmas Carol and maybe those strange Disney Channel station IDs where it was like, "You are Mickey. You are on an adventure to discover the Disney Channel logo."
I do remember those. And I think nowadays kids will probably may know Mickey from those new shorts
Yes.
where he looks old
Yeah,
timey. You know what I'm
the
talking
Paul
about?
Rudish shorts. Yeah, that's that is just that delights me so much that somebody who got his start on Two Stupid Dogs is now has basically created the version of Mickey Mouse that everyone thinks of now.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure Disney is mad because he's not like wholesome enough. But I guess they were like, "Well, this is what the kids want." I remember as a kid finding Mickey Mouse supremely
Yep.
annoying as a character because they're like, he has always like, "Hi, it's me, huh, Mickey, huh, 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 Mickey." Huh, huh. It's like, oh my god, that laugh! Stop,
Yeah.
please stop. It's a little much, you
And
know.
you're not the only one. I remember reading a Life in Hell comic where Matt's kids, Will and Abe, are talking about cartoons, and Will says something like, "They try to tell you that Mickey is a good character, but he's really not. He just says ha ha all the time."
Yeah, for real. It's like, Mickey, why are you always laughing nervously? What are you hiding? What is going on here?
There's
Like,
a man in the
it's
other room. He's got a gun.
yeah, like I don't find Mickey trustworthy as characters go. I think he is. I mean, yeah, you know, he's got bad vibes. And I mean, there's other problems with other Disney characters. You know, like Donald Duck is like clearly like an abuser, but you know,
Or at least a
we won't
violent
talk about
powder keg.
that.
I have a
Yeah, it's
favorite
like,
Donald Duck cartoon, and it's the one where the boys convince him he's dead, and
oh, I do remember
yeah,
that
where
one.
he
Yeah,
sees his own body below him, and he's got angel wings. And then at the end, when he figures out the ruse, he becomes so infuriated that he literally transforms into Satan and chases them around with a
yeah.
pitchfork. It's like
I
I
do
love how
remember
Donald
that.
Duck has these kind of incredible Hulk powers, where the angrier he gets, the more invincible he becomes.
He's all like, "You wouldn't like me when I'm angry." Sorry, I mean,
Actually, Donald,
you
we
know,
only like you when you're angry.
yeah. Anyway, so but we're speaking of Mario,
Yes.
and so after the Mario Brothers game came out, the Super Mario Brothers game came out, they came out with this movie
Yes.
to, I
Which
guess,
is it's a pretty
ca-
short movie because I think it had some other short paired with it in the theaters. It's only about an hour long. It's no longer than
right,
Dumbo.
right. It's the right, you know, if you're making a movie for kids and it's like what,
Yeah,
1986,
that's the
it
right
should be
time.
this
Yeah, I
length.
think this
It's the
is.
right
I
time.
think it's fine. So
Yeah, yeah. It is the exact right length for this kind of movie. Um, and you know, so before we talk about the movie, is there any other movie background about it that we should mention?
let's see. It's I couldn't really tell you much about the cast except that I've heard that that the voice of Bowser, or King Koopa as he's called in this movie, is was actually a well-known Japanese drag actor.
Oh, wow. Okay, in the Japanese version.
Yes, we did. Oh, yes, that's the other thing. The version that we watched, or at least Mike and I both watched, and I also watched the original Japanese version. But the version that I recommend you watch is this really good fan dub where they went out of their way to make it look extremely authentic to 1986. Like, if Nintendo had brought this out in English in 1986, this would have been the version where they cut out all the Japanese culture stuff and make it much more like chaste. Like, for example, I mean, it's very obvious that the plot of the movie is that Bowser is trying to make Peach marry him, but they've rewritten it in this version, so he is forcing her to attend his birthday party and ritually give him a gift.
Yeah, yeah. I do like the attempts at localization. It's actually pretty amusing, and they do a fairly good job. It's actually pretty smooth. Um, So, you know, like, I could, you know, there are a few things with their eating where it's like, that is clearly not spaghetti.
Yes,
I
that's
mean,
ramen, but
yeah, that's not how you eat spaghetti. Sorry. Like, and that's not oatmeal. You don't eat it with chopsticks. But, you know, it kind of adds to the fun a little bit. So I enjoyed that. But yeah, so I have to say the fan dub was very well done. I thought like that was a very good dub. Um, the actors all brought like some, you know, they all brought some life to the
yeah,
characters. It wasn't like a lot of anime fan dubs where it's like, okay, whatever, you're
yeah,
just
you
kind
didn't
of,
have
you
that
know.
whole uh, what's the word there? Oh yes, all according to Kaikaku. Kaikaku means plan.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But also, I think, I mean, I enjoyed this. I actually thought this was pretty good.
Yeah, it's a
I
lot
had
of
a good
fun.
time. Yeah, and the one thing that I'll say is it wasn't as much fun as it could have been because I'm an adult.
Yeah.
You know,
If you were a kid who was an
s-
absolute Mario maniac, as I was at this age, this would have been your favorite movie. Yeah.
oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Because they did it right. They did it right. I think we have talked about, um, you know, as a kid, when you got to see the cartoon version of a video game, like you were excited because you got to see the video game on TV,
Hmm.
right? And it's just and so many like adults making these cartoons didn't really get that concept. They didn't understand like, oh yeah, the kids want to see the video game on TV. It's kind of like there's a certain like like I think because when we were kids like adults kind of were very dismissive of video games,
Which is weird
so when
because up until about our generation, video games, as limited as they were, had had a completely universal appeal. You watch old
yeah
Atari commercials from before the Nintendo era, and it's full of adults. It's businessmen playing the games, which makes the movie The Wizard, actually kind of more realistic than we think because it has all these, business these old fat guys in business suits playing Double Dragon.
yeah, I think like I guess they were like okay at a certain point they were like maybe the real demographic we should be aiming at is kids and
That has something to do
then
with the 1983 crash in America. Do you know about that?
I've heard of it but I don't know any details.
Well, the video game market completely crashed due to many reasons, but two of the major ones was that the dominant game system, the Atari 2600, was host to, it pinned all of its hopes on two major games that completely disappointed everyone. One was the 2600 version of Pac-Man, which I'm sure you've seen before, the one where Pac-Man looks like he's made out of Pop-Tarts. And
I yes, my family had a you know, oh my god, sorry. My family had the 2600 with 3 games and one of them was that
yeah,
Pac-Man and boy, it's just like it's like, oh yeah, no fruits, just a
a
vitamin.
vitamin.
It's yeah. It's basically like it is Pac-Man, but if it's like I guess they were really like kids really people want the concept of Pac-Man, which is eating dots, and all the bells and whistles, like an attractive, like visuals and the colors. Those aren't really necessary, and it turns out they were.
Yeah. It's not a very good game, but it was very hurried. They had to make it in like 6 weeks to make the deadline. So that's another thing. And another thing that was hurried and suffered for it was the ET video game.
I've definitely heard about this
Yes, the
one.
ET video game, if you haven't heard, is a game where ET has to fall into various holes to find the three parts of the device to call home with. It's terrible, but at the same time, you can kind of see that they were sort of flailing in the direction of maybe we could make this something like we don't even have the word RPG yet. Now,
Yeah.
and of course, these two are, you can kind of divide video games into two basic groups: licensed and unlicensed. ET is a
Hmm.
licensed game. Pac-Man is a game that is not licensed because Pac-Man was created as a video game character. I would
Hmm.
say that no. Okay, all right. Are you ready for my really hot take? Are you ready for
Ooh,
something
it's
that
gonna
is
be
going to,
spicy.
I'm going to spit some fire here?
Let's hear it.
Mario movies are almost always a little bit disappointing because Mario has just been licensed to appear in the movie. He's fundamentally a video game character, and you can't really convert that to the movies.
Hmm.
Now, on
Interesting.
the other hand, video games about Sonic the Hedgehog are usually disappointing because he's fundamentally a cartoon character, even if he did debut in video games. You can't capture what people love about Sonic in a video game unless you make it like a dating sim.
Huh. Well, what is it that people like about Sonic?
Generally, a lot of Sonic they like his attitude, which is not something you can really have. You can't really have a character talking all the time as they're shooting around in a video game. They tried. They tried
true.
with games like Bubsy and Awesome Possum. Didn't work.
True. I mean, people do want to date. They want to date Sonic.
Yes.
They don't really want to date Mario so much. Sonic has sex appeal,
Yes.
you know. Okay, that makes sense. I'm sponging what you're spilling here.
And I would say that, because this movie was made so early in Mario's history, that I think it's got to be the most, the most faithful to the one game.
Yes. Well, what I do really like about this movie is, like I said, as an adult, I'm like, yeah, it's cute. I'm entertained. It's charming, right? I like a lot of stuff about it. Like, it's very classic kind of anime feel. Like, it does feel like a Speed Racer or a Kimbo the White Lion era anime.
Yeah.
Which, obviously is a lot of nostalgia, so I appreciate all that. But if I was a kid, who loved video games, which I did, and I saw this movie, I would go bananas because this movie shows you all the villains from the game.
Yes.
Like almost all of them, and I feel like that's something that's missing from a lot of Mario stuff. When I saw the big Mario live action movie with Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo.
Yeah.
Now I love that movie, but even when I saw it, I was like, where's the Hammer Brothers?
Yeah.
Where's the Buzzy Beetles? Where's Spiny? Where's all the bloopers?
Yeah.
And and where's all these characters we know and love? There's only Goombas, and those are not Goombas.
Yeah,
those do not look like Goombas at all.
They could. I mean, we should save our commentary on this for next week when we actually look at it. But
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, that movie. See, in the late 80s to early 90s, there was this expectation that if you made a movie version of something, it had to be darker and grittier and more for adults. I think that was brought on because so many people who grew up with the 60s Adam West Batman were absolutely floored by the Michael Keaton Batman.
Yeah. I think that is correct. This Mario that we're watching now is not darker and grittier. It is very much in the spirit of the original Mario Brothers game.
Yes.
It
took some interesting liberties with certain details, but that's about it.
Yeah, I would say watching this movie, there is only one thing that I object to. There's only one thing that made me get real mad and be all like, I'm going to write an angry letter to Mr. Nintendo himself about this.
Let me see if I can guess what it is.
Yes.
Is it the Mario Brothers owning a grocery store?
Yes, it's exactly that.
I was like, what the hell? We know they're plumbers.
Yeah. I mean, they even have songs in this about how they're plumbers. Yeah. So, what is going on there?
To be fair, these songs are not in the Japanese movie. In fact, that's the interesting thing about this fan dub, is that it has original songs. These are not the song. These are not based on the songs from the movie. These are all new.
Oh, I didn't realize that. And I have to say, these songs are actually, I won't say they aren't amazing, but they're pretty good. I actually kind of enjoyed them. They kind of have an interesting, I don't know how to really describe. They're a little synthy. They feel of the time.
Yeah, they feel very 80s, and they feel very quick. Do this Mario song for us. You have 6 hours.
Yeah. If this movie had come out a couple years later, we probably would have had Mario rapping.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But yeah,
we would have had Paula Abdul as the voice of Peach.
Oh
Or
yeah,
Toadstool. That's
but
right.
as
This
it
is from the
is,
Princess Toadstool era.
that's right. She is Princess Toadstool. There's she's a very. I do like that Princess Toadstool is a very. She's a very. She's very much classic damsel. You know.
Yeah.
Um,
Although she does
and
show
I
a pull a couple of very clever tricks, actually.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I like that she's doing the princess thing where she's kind of helpless, but also she's like kind of a bitch, But like not in a bad way. She's using it to like she's using her bitch powers to like push Koopa around, even though she's technically his prisoner. And I like that. I think that's very like I think that's very girl boss. So I really enjoyed Princess Toadstool's characterization in this film, though I'm sure that I'm sure all the wags down at Feminism Frequency would be like, well, very problematic, but but still fun
It was a
times.
it sure was a different world in the 80s. We used to complain that every game's plot was about rescuing a kidnapped princess. I don't know if that's
Yeah,
still the case. In fact, I can't remember the last new game where you had to rescue a princess.
yeah, people don't rescue princesses as much as they did
Yeah.
in the old days.
Or they let the
But
princess rescue herself.
oh, that's true. Yeah, yeah. I guess because of woke.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this one is it is a little different also because we don't go to the Mushroom Kingdom through the plumbing either, even though
We see the
so is
pipes
that
along the way, but
yeah, but plumbing is not really a major theme of this iteration of Mario Brothers.
yeah, Nintendo has always not been a fan of the whole plumbers idea. They've actually specifically said that Mario is not a plumber; he's an adventurer. And recently, they remade one of the best Mario games, Super Mario RPG. Do you know anything about this one?
No, is it an
It
RPG?
is, in fact, an RPG, and it is about Mario first rescuing the princess from Bowser, as he often does, and then a giant sword the size of the World Trade Center plunges into Bowser's castle and knocks the three of them away, which turns out to be the vanguard of an interdimensional gang of talking weapons called the Smithy Gang, who are
Okay.
who are led by a giant evil anvil that can make all the weapons he wants. And yeah, it's pretty awesome, and the it's actually a co-production between Nintendo and Square, the makers of Final Fantasy. And when they brought it to the U.S., they got the same person who translated the Final Fantasy games to do it and to translate this game. And he put a lot of great jokes in there. One of my favorites is when Mario and one of his new friends is chasing after a bad guy who is like, and a Toad says, "Yeah, he just went that way." He went that way. Well, why didn't you stop him? Because I forgot my bazooka at home. What do you think? But also Mario lives in a pipe house, and there's things like this is a hero. He looks more like a plumber. And at one point you're actually walking around on a hill full of the stars that people have wished on, and you get to hear the wishes of various characters in the game. And you pick up one star and it says, "I want to be a great plumber like my brother Mario." Which is really cute because otherwise Luigi does not appear in the game at all.
Aw, that is cute.
Yes.
I think it's funny that Nintendo doesn't like the idea that Mario is a plumber
Yeah.
because
So
I
that's a
think
lot of
that's
plumber references in there, but then they remade it just a couple of years ago and they took all that out. Luigi says, "I want to be brave like Mario." Now he doesn't live in a pipe house. He lives in a Mario house. What the hell?
See, that's so weird because I feel like people really like that about Mario. Like that's kind of appealing.
Yeah, I
You
really
know?
like the idea that Mario is, the fact that he's a blue collar hero is one of the things that makes him so appealing.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's
I think also.
he's not unattractive, but he's not super handsome.
No, I think it's funny because I think recently Nintendo said something like, "Oh yeah, Mario, he's like 23 years old," and everyone was like, "That's clearly not true. We've all collectively decided he's like 45. He's clearly a middle-aged man. Come on."
I mean,
and I think
his original name was Middle Aged Man when they were making Donkey Kong.
yeah, yeah, and I think I think that it's part of his everyman persona. You know, we can all be Mario because we're all just like schlubs
Yeah.
in pipes. You know, but I guess Nintendo's like, no, we need to appeal to children. So children like adventures. They don't like plumbing. It's like, well, that is true, but I mean, I don't know. I really think the plumbing is again part of his appeal. Makes him so unique in the world of characters. What other famous plumbers are there? I mean,
Luigi. Well, no, that doesn't count.
there's yeah. Imagine you're a plumber. Who's your hero? Other Mario and Luigi are the only famous plumbers I can think of. You know, unless you're thinking of maybe the Watergate plumbers,
Oh
but
yeah,
like
Sir Thomas Crapper.
yeah. Like I'm just saying, it's not a lot of heroic plumbers. So I think that they should give this to the plumbing profession, so that like imagine, if you're a plumber and you're just, you're doing your job, you're up there unclogging a toilet or whatever it is you do as a plumber. I mean, there's many things they do. It's a noble profession, but like they don't get a lot of respect. But I imagine that if you're a plumber and you're like you're there and you're doing stuff, as you're plumbing, it's probably like hard work and you're probably like it's tiring, it's dirty, it's like you don't get a lot of respect. But I mean, I just imagine you could be thinking like, what would Mario do?
Yeah,
And that gets you through the day.
You know, I guess he's technically a janitor and not a plumber, but I have definitely seen things where Toxie, the Toxic Avenger, has to like unclog pipes.
That's true. I mean, I think there are a few famous janitors in pop culture because we do have Toxie. We have Ernest from
Yeah.
Ernest P. Warhol, Roger Wilco from the Space Quest series of video games.
Wow.
Let's
You got a
see.
big list of them right off the bat. Wow.
Well, let me just say, like, well, who else is a very famous janitor, of course, is my own original OC character, Melvin T. Edelman.
Oh, that's
of
right.
Furry, Furry, Fresh and
Yes.
Furry. He was a janitor, too. So there are many, many heroic janitors, but not many that are very specifically plumbers. I mean, although plumbing is sometimes under the general umbrella of custodial work.
Yeah.
I mean, I have seen Ernest unclog a toilet, for example. But I think probably because, like, I think, just because in general, like, the idea of a janitor hero is, like, that's funny because we all agree that, like, being a janitor is a shitty job. It sucks. But, like, as a culture, we're more loath to say that about plumbers, even though that also is an equally difficult and dirty job.
Plumbers like to say, plumbers like to say there's only three things you need to know about plumbing. Water runs downhill, payday's Friday, and don't put your fingers in your mouth.
That's good. Yeah. I mean, I think like you could say plumbing is probably worse than being a janitor because if you're a janitor, it's like, there's some plumbing involved, but also on a good day, you won't really have to deal with it. You might just be sweeping the floor, which is, that's not quite, you're not dealing with human shit usually. Whereas being a plumber, that's probably like going to be involved in almost every day. At some point.
And of course, any job where you work with the public, there is a non-zero chance that you're going to be dealing with human shit.
Yes.
That's why you have body fluid cleanup packets in every store.
Yep. It's I mean, that's why you got the sawdust. But anyway, so the Mario Brothers, they don't go through the plumbing to get to Princess Toadstool.
Oh, yes, they do.
Instead, do they?
Yeah, okay. The way they get to the princess is that there is this weird dog that they chase.
Yes.
What is going on with this weird looking, kind of poodle-like, kind of caterpillar-like dog that leads them out of their comfortable home into what looks like the Mojave Desert, and where he finds a big stack of sewer pipes, and Mario chases the dog into one and doesn't come out the other side, so Luigi follows him, and they both fall into the Mushroom Kingdom from there.
Oh, yeah, I'd kind of forgotten that because the television was their first introduction in the beginning.
Yeah.
Because Mario is playing. He's playing Paperboy, I guess, isn't
Yeah,
he?
Mario is playing a video game, hilariously enough, but it seems to be a video game starring Ninten from the original Mother. You're playing a kid with a baseball bat who can knock stuff away with his bat. Maybe it's Monster Party.
Yeah, but then his video game gets invaded by, Princess Toadstool and all the Koopa baddies,
Yeah.
and
The Turtle Tribe comes into his living room, and he and the princess fight them off, and then King Koopa shows up.
yeah, and this is so how often in Mario Brothers media is he called King Koopa, and how often is he King Bowser?
Okay, have you ever seen the original Super Mario Brothers instruction booklet?
I have not.
He's actually called Bowser from the very beginning.
Okay.
But his Japanese name is, in fact, Koopa. But in English, we changed it so he is Bowser, and the tribe or family of turtles he belongs to are Koopas. So Koopa is more like a faction, like the Koopas are like, I don't know, the Decepticons or something.
Right. But like in this version, he's King Koopa.
Yeah, much like in the Japanese version. His name has always been Koopa there, but in English, we used to call the Princess Toadstool, and then in Mario 64, she instructed us to call her Peach from now on.
Okay, yeah. There's a lot of there's a few characters that like change names throughout the series.
Yes.
But I think so. So Koopa, is he also Koopa in the live action movie, or is he Bowser in that?
Yeah, he's Koopa in that too. Remember. It took them up until this latest movie to start calling him Bowser.
Okay, so in the new ones, then with Chris Pratt, he's Bowser.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Anyway, so yeah, he's King Koopa. He is kidnapping Princess Toadstool, and the Mario's got to get to the Mushroom Kingdom, where they meet the mushroom. Well, first of all, there's that dog. There's, like you said, that weird blue dog.
Where does this dog come from? We have no idea.
Yeah, and I was kind of like, is there a dog in the original Super Mario Brothers that I've forgotten? Because I don't remember this dog at all.
No, this dog is new to the movie.
Yeah, and there's a reason, I guess, when we finally do, we get some, when we get to the end of this, it turns out the reason he's not in the movie or not in the video game, and he's never been in the video game, because he's a character that I've also never heard of.
However, he does very strongly resemble a character from much later Mario games called Wiggler, if you've ever seen that one.
I don't remember Wiggler.
Let me get you a picture of Wiggler. Yeah, compare that strange-looking blue dog with this equally strange-looking caterpillar with a flower growing out of its head.
Oh, yes, I see.
The dog looks a lot like this, but yeah, but this caterpillar, Wiggler, first appeared in Super Mario World a whole 6 years later.
I think I remember him from Mario Party or something.
Yes, you've seen him. He's been popular in many things. Wiggler first shows up in Super Mario World, where he is cheerful and just difficult to jump over. But if you happen to land on him, he gets really mad and starts charging around and much more aggressive. So.
Oh, okay. And he is not someone's brother in disguise.
No, he is nobody's brother, except possibly some butterfly you've never met.
Yeah. So, spoiler at the end of the movie. I guess a spoiler for a 30-year-old movie. Yeah. It turns out this dog is actually Princess Toadstool's long-lost brother, whom I have never heard of. I didn't know she had a brother. Has that ever been said anywhere?
No, that is no. And once again, this is something that was edited for the much more chaste fan dub. No, it's her betrothed. It's the prince she's supposed to marry.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't. Boy, I'm glad they changed that, because they would be getting death threats if anyone were to imply that Princess Toadstool is not going to marry Mario.
Yes. I'm a big fan of the scene in the Mario comics that ran in Nintendo Power where the princess is having this fantasy about her wedding with Mario, and how, and then it. And she's leaning in for the kiss, and the camera zooms out, revealing that Mario is standing on a block to reach her.
I do like that Mario is a short kid.
Yes,
canonically.
Personally, my theory, my fan, my fanon about Mario and Peach is that she's into him and he's secretly into her, but he's like, oh, this is such an age gap. This isn't appropriate, is it? And she's like, I don't care.
Yeah, she's into that sort of shit.
He's like,
very problematic.
Yes. Can I call you Dada?
So they go through this. So anyway, they go through the pipe. That's where they meet the Mushroom Wizard.
Yes, this Mushroom Wizard has also never appeared in any game. So there are some. No. There are a number of original characters. Do not steal in this. I don't know where this Mushroom Wizard comes from, but he informs the brothers that not only do they have to find the princess, they have to actually find the mushroom, the flower, and the star, which instead of just being something you can pick up in any level, are ancient artifacts that must be recovered.
I really like this, though, because, again, if I was a kid, I'd be like, those are things from the game.
Yep.
I like that they're important plot points. It makes sense for that to be the case. Because, so many movies would have just been like, oh, you got to find, I don't know, the jade monkey before the next full moon. And it's like, that's not in Mario. What are you talking about?
Or you got to have the rock.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So the Mario Brothers find their way into the Mushroom Kingdom. They meet the wizard, and here is where we learn Luigi's major personality trait. Ask anyone what Luigi's major personality trait, and it's that he's a scaredy cat. He's not necessarily a coward. He's just very timid. Not in this movie. Luigi is a money grubbing snake.
Yeah. He's what would you call this kind of character? He's like who's that guy in Moomin? Not the pointy nose guy.
The pointy nose guy, not Snufkin?
Not is this Snufkin? Yeah, I think Snufkin. He's not a Moomin, but like the thing that's not a human. It looks like an animal. I think I'm thinking of Snufkin.
Maybe,
I'm gonna look up Snufkin.
Maybe it's Sniff.
Am I thinking? Not Snufkin. Let me look up Sniff from Snorkin.
SNIF. Yeah.
Yeah, Sniff. He's a Sniff. That's exactly what I'm thinking of.
My thought was Daffy Duck.
Yeah. There's some Daffy Duck going on here. It makes him a good contrast to the good-hearted Mario in this, because Mario wants to save the princess because he's got to save her. He's a hero, and Luigi is very excited. There's going to be gold coins.
Yes, the wizard says, "Oh, around here, gold coins are a dime a dozen. We can't get rid of them."
Luigi's very excited about that. We also get to see Mario and Luigi like bashing their heads into like floating bricks and stuff popping out, just like in the video game.
Yes, thank you. A video game thing happened. This is where you tap your mom and say, that happens in the games.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is the people who made this movie understood the assignment. That's what kids want to see. They want to see the video game thing happen. Yeah. So they can feel like they can. So literally, they can tap mom and say that's from the game. Because I think that was one of the things that used to be fun about video games was your parents were like, I don't like this. I don't care about it. And you could kind of be like, this is for me.
Yeah.
This is a thing for me.
It's nice that there are still some things that are for the kids that adults don't understand, like Roblox.
Yeah. I'm sure it'll be colonized by adults soon enough. Yes. And they'll ruin it.
Well,
but
I mean, it's how that happens is, kids just won't leave and they'll continue obsessing over it as adults.
Yeah. That's a problem. I guess it's important to put away the things of childhood and let the new generation enjoy this shit.
Of course, the new
know?
generation will have their own thing. They won't care about that thing for adults. Did you care about anything that your parents were into? Where you're like, oh wow, Rudy Kazooie. My mom was really into this.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, that's a real thing.
What's Rudy Kazooie?
Actually, I'm not sure. I just know that my mom loved it.
Okay, now let me look it up. Rudy Kazooie. Yeah. I have no idea how to spell this, but Rudy Kazooie. Okay, it's apparently it's a television show. It is the Rudy Kazooie Club. So Rudy Kazooie is the principal character on the Rudy Kazooie Club. The show was a creation of Steve Carlin and featured human actors along with hand puppets. So this seems to be very much like Howdy Doody type
yeah,
stuff.
that kind of thing.
Yeah. Which was my dad's big thing. He was very into Howdy Doody as a kid, which always seems strange to me whenever he mentions it, because I'm like, oh, that was a real thing that you were into. That's so that I've heard of that, you know. So I was not. I cannot claim to have been a big Rudy Kazooie
Exactly.
fan.
There's it's okay to continue loving the stuff that you loved as a kid, because your kids are not going to love it for you.
Yeah. Okay. So Mario and Luigi are going on this adventure. They're encountering various villains from the Mario Brothers movie. Let's make sure. Now, did they hit on? Now we do have the accompanying pamphlet here. So did they meet every villain from the video game?
Let's have a look. Let's see. Which ones do you remember seeing?
Well, we saw the Goombas,
yes.
And I actually really like the Goombas.
The Goombas in this are great because they really took to heart the idea that the Goombas are supposed to be turncoats, because these guys are leveraging their status as mushrooms to get Mario and Luigi to trust them and then lure them into trouble.
Yeah, I do like their characterization as two like really shitty little kids.
Yeah, yeah, they're basically the Katzenjammer kids.
Yeah. So they're a lot of fun. I like them, and they believe that they have kept Mario. They captured Mario at one point, but then Mario they actually get out, and Koopa gets real mad at them for that. So typical Koopa stuff. So we do get some Goombas. Let's see. There's two kinds of Koopa Troopas, because there's the green ones and the red ones.
Yes.
And do we see both of them? I'm not sure.
I think this movie mostly features the red ones. Let's see. We do in fact see a not just a regular Koopa Troopa, but a paratroopa that catches Mario and tries to feed it to baby chicks that don't seem to actually be birds. And it's a green troopa, and female too. So there's
so that. We see a green paratroopa. I don't think we see a red paratroopa. We only see the one.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, we only see, so maybe that's the one that's missing. We do see Buzzy Beetle, and if you read this text, it says, "Quite the toughie. Fireballs don't even faze him." And when you see him in the movie, Mario takes them out with fireballs. Which is it?
Oh yeah. Buzzy Beetle was always one of my favorite villains in the original Super Mario's. I just thought Buzzy Beetle's really cute.
Yeah, they look like a hedgehog with a helmet on.
Yeah, in this movie, they kind of make him look like one of those World War II German helmets, which is like,
makes sense.
Not ideal, but like it makes sense.
Their Japanese name is just Met, as in something in a helmet. So.
Oh, okay, yeah. We do see the Hammer Brothers, or rather, a Hammer brother.
That's sort of weird, because they are called the Hammer Brothers even in Japan, because in the game you always fight them in twos.
Yeah. And
there's only one in this one.
They do, yeah, and they introduce him as a Hammer Brother, so they do acknowledge that there are more Hammer Brothers, or at least one more, but we just never see him.
Mrs. Hammer just be pumping them out.
Yeah. Now, the Spinies, we get more with Spinies than some of these other characters.
This is pretty interesting that the Spinies now. In the game, you have Lakitu, the turtle that flies around in a cloud inexplicably, who throws down the
Yeah.
eggs of his pet, Spiny, which hatch into more Spinies. In this game, the Spinies appear to be plants? Or this movie?
Yeah, they do kind of. He throws these things down. They kind of throb and grow. It's
And
yeah,
then he uses a cloud to rain on them, and then sun, which causes them to bloom into Spinies.
yeah. And then because later on, when they're sort of they get defeated by being covered by snow, and then just the everything grows on top of them.
Yeah.
So they seem to be buried underground, and it's like, well, if they're not plants, that's kind of upsetting for kids, I guess.
They're also pretty
But
huge compared to what they look like in the games.
yes, they are very big. But so yeah, the Spinies are little interesting characterization of them. We also get, yeah, like you said, Lakitu is in this.
His Japanese name is Jugemu, which
what's that mean?
now there is a. Okay, do you know the story Tiki Tiki Tembo?
Yes, no Sorembo.
Yes, exactly. Tiki Tiki Tembo is an English version of a classic Japanese story where there's a character with an extremely long name, which includes the names Jugemo Jugemo Paipo. So the Lakitu's name comes from the Jugemo part, and the Spinies are called Paipo.
Oh, okay. It doesn't really translate into
No,
English.
so you can see why they did. You can see where Spiny gets his name, but nobody knows where the word Lakitu comes from.
It is kind of odd because most of the other characters have, like you can kind of look at them and figure it out, except for Goomba.
Goomba is like, your little pal.
Yeah. The others like Koopa Troopa. Yeah, that makes sense. Buzzy Beetle makes sense. Hammer Brothers, they got a hammer.
Yeah.
Lakitu is just like, oh, what? Okay,
It's just a made up word, and it's ironically it sounds very Japanese, but isn't.
Yeah. I do like that in this one. Mario ends up stealing part of his cloud and like kind of just trying to work it, like fly around in that.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was fun. Also, but then it turns out that like, okay, we forgot to mention that we do see the mushroom retainers of Princess Toadstool in this.
In this game, the mushroom retainers are not just regular toads; they're hot girls.
Yeah, this is a big improvement.
Yes.
First of all, I do like that the voices of the mushroom retainers. They all sound like they all sound like Deathlock from Star Dipwads. They're all just talking like this. Hello, it's me, the mushroom retainer. Ooh. Like they're just talking like that. It's very amusing.
I can't understand you. Take out your retainer.
And also their names are Sally and Janice, I think.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, but like, because in first the first one, Sally is like a regular mushroom, but like she gets, because there's a bit where that basically they find a bunch of mushrooms and Luigi is eating them and they're causing him to have different emotions, and so Mario is basically like, here, eat one of these angry ones, eat one of these sad ones, eat one of these happy ones, to try and get him to baseline a little bit, get him back to normal, and at some point like the mushrooms like turn back into like mushroom retainers and they're like, we were bewitched or something, I guess, I don't know, it's not really explained, thank you for rescuing us. And it's like, wait, so what about the ones that Luigi ate?
Hardvore.
I also do it is very funny. I do like in children's media that, like, especially at the time when it was like, oh, like, don't do drugs, say no to drugs. We're very paranoid about drugs. But like, we have these constant like references in kids' cartoons to like psychedelic mushrooms. It's just the thing. It's totally fine to eat that. That's fine, because I guess they just assume that, like, I don't know, kids are never going to find a mushroom. Yep. I don't know.
Yeah. What are the chances that a kid is going to be out in a cow pasture after a rainstorm?
True. And I guess they just thought, like, yeah, your local drug pusher is probably not coming up to you with, like, mushrooms, That's not really a big moneymaker in the days of cocaine,
Hey, kid, you got something you just gotta try. Buttons, peyote.
Yeah, it's just like, So, kid, do you want to? It's like, do you want to really expand your mind? Not necessarily have a good time. Just
You want to have a single moment where you experience every second of every life that's ever been lived, including this one as I tell you this right now.
Do you want to see the face of God? Do you want to experience? Do you want to experience pleroma? Yeah, I feel like psychedelics were not really being pushed very much on the playground by drug pushers. My understanding is, well, I don't know what they were pushing because like I never really met a drug pusher when I was back in school, but like TV made me think that it would mostly be like weed and cocaine and heroin, I guess. Heroin seemed to be big at the time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not really sure. It's hard to know because most cartoons it was just like a bunch of pills. It's like here's a bunch of pills and a syringe.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're all going to do a little dance for you.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like it doesn't matter because like literally the effect of every drug in a cartoon was that you would have like terrifying hallucinations, which most of those drugs don't actually do. Oh, okay. Riker, come over here.
Hey, Riker.
Okay. Riker, it's time for Riker to get her food. Riker, over here. Over here. Yeah. Let's see if she actually. Oh, she's eating.
Yay!
So that's a. Finally success. Okay.
Congratulations on getting the cat to eat.
Yeah, that's a rare occasion. Okay, so we do have Spinies. So other Mario villains here. We do have piranha plants. Yep. We see some piranha plants.
We see piranha plants, and they get them to sneeze them out, which is cute.
Yeah. We see spiny eggs.
And we see spiny eggs. Oh, and we see that weird, like, what do you call that thing? That weird signpost that's grinning down at them with one shoe on. If you'd never played the game, you might think that was an enemy, but it's not.
Yeah, that's just a weird thing they came up with, I think, isn't it? I don't remember ever seeing that anywhere.
It would be a good enemy for a Mario RPG, though.
Yeah. Let's see. We do have Cheep Cheeps.
Yes, Cheep Cheep, which is which the instruction manual says sometimes sprouts wings and flies, which is, I think, a mistranslation because it doesn't actually grow wings. It's just always a flying fish. But
yeah, yeah. So we do get that. We see bloopers.
Yep,
bloopers.
We see Bullet Bill.
Yeah,
Bullet William, if you're not familiar.
Yeah,
his Japanese name is simply Killer. So you can see why he changed it. But they also look at all this stuff. Look at the language they use in this instruction manual. It's like Little Goomba, a mushroom. He betrayed the big mushroom kingdom. One stomp and he dies. Lakitu's pet.
You get 100 points.
Yeah.
Though.
Spiny, Lakitu's pet, but a wild fighter. You can't kill him by jumping on top of him.
How do you kill him?
You use a fireball.
Oh, right.
You also can't kill him by hitting a block underneath him, like in the original Mario Brothers, but that works with some of them. Bullet Bill chases after Mario slowly but steadily. You can kill him by jumping onto him from above. There's all this talk about killing and death, which is apparently added for the English version.
Well, I mean, they couldn't do that nowadays because of woke.
Yeah, for real. Also, notice that Bowser is referred to explicitly as the Sorcerer King, holding Princess Toadstool captive in the last castle.
Does he actually have sorcery? I've never seen him do magic.
Well, okay, let's skipping up to the top. Here is the original storyline given for Super Mario Brothers, which starts with one day, the kingdom of the peaceful mushroom people was invaded by the Koopa, a tribe of turtles famous for their black magic. The quiet, peace-loving mushroom people were turned into mere stones, bricks, and even field horsehair plants, and the mushroom kingdom fell into ruin. The only one who can undo the magic spell on the mushroom people and return them to their normal selves is the Princess Toadstool, daughter of the Mushroom King. Unfortunately, she is presently in the hands of the great Koopa Turtle King. Mario, the hero of the story, maybe, hears about the Mushroom People's plight and sets out on a quest to free the Mushroom Princess from the evil Koopa and restore the fallen kingdom of the Mushroom People. You are Mario. It's up to you to save the mushroom people from the black magic of the Koopa.
Uh okay. I was very unaware that the Koopas practice black magic.
Yes, black magic uses that they use to change mushrooms into stones and rocks and stuff. So the implication there is when Mario hits a brick that gives him a power up, you've just saved one of the mushroom people.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but you never get to. Okay, yeah, I guess so. That's not really communicated in the actual game
Not
very
very
well.
well, no. Although I do like how there is one episode of the Super Mario Brothers Super Show that follows this almost to the letter, where Toad gets turned to stone and they have to carry him around trying to save him.
Mm, mm. I mean, yeah, I guess that's good. I'm sorry. I'm just very amused at the idea that they're doing black
Yep.
magic. Yeah, the satanic magic of King Bowser.
And sometimes, this explains why sometimes in early stuff you see Bowser wearing a purple cape.
Oh yeah. Okay. Wow. I always thought he was just a king, but I guess he's actually a wizard
Yep.
king. So good for him.
But
Um,
also, they also notice that they specifically say that the princess is the only one who can break his spell. So she too is a sorcerer or sorceress.
oh. Okay. Interesting. I didn't realize that the princess also knew magic.
She definitely does in the RPGs, where she's often either a healer or can kick butt by swinging a frying pan.
Mm, mm. Well, that's because that's what a girl would
Yeah.
do.
Well, there's in Mario RPG, she has a lot of different attacks, including slapping gloves and various kinds of war fans. And the frying pan is the ultimate form of fan.
She does some slapping in this.
Yeah,
one,
she
too, I
does.
think. Um, when she's slapping around King Koopa, which are some of the best scenes in the movie. Honestly, those are very entertaining.
Yes.
So King Koopa, though, or sometimes known as Bowser, he also even despite he is a wizard, he also has a wizard. He's got a second wizard in command type guy.
Yeah. I
Um,
guess this is the ancestor of the character that would later become Kamek.
Right. Now, according to the booklet that came with the game, there's this character, Podoboo, who is protector of the great sorcerer Koopa King. He comes flying out of a lake. Fire. This is just a fireball, isn't it? This is a guy?
Yeah, I think that might have been a strange interpretation of the character, because I always thought that Podoboo was a character, but first of all, they really mistranslated the name. It's just called a lava bubble.
Okay, so it's just which implies it's just lava bubble.
However, in at least one of the Paper Mario games, you do in fact meet a very large lava bubble, or Podoboo, who is upset that you've broken into its living room, and somebody even shows up to translate its rumblings for you.
Oh, okay. So
Sometimes
guess
they're alive, sometimes they're not, because up until because they were just lava. Just balls of lava in like the first 3 or so games that they appeared in. And then as a Super Mario World, they had eyes. So maybe they are characters.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, this is new. This is new information for me. So I didn't realize that. But he is okay. I thought for some looking at this quickly that these were like wizards. I didn't realize they're just protectors of the Wizard King. Okay, so this wizard, this turtle wizard, this proto Kamek is not really also from the game.
No.
He is made up for. I do like him though because he's so deadpan.
Yeah, that is he is a lot of fun in that way. So I think he's more of a priest, since he's the one who's conducting the wedding or birthday party.
Yeah. It's a little less clear in the English version, but no, he's got some fun. He's fun characterization. Also, at this birthday party, this is my favorite part of the entire film. My favorite line where because some Koopas have been applying makeup to Princess Toadstool, and they do a really bad job of it. give her these like big kind of clownish like rosy cheeks, and she gets real mad about it because they fucked it up so much. But when she comes into like the throne room, like King Koopa's like, "I love your clown makeup," which is also really funny because it's kind of a callback to earlier when he's trying to get her to come to his birthday, and he's like, "There's going to be cake and clowns," and I really want to emphasize that there's going to be clowns. You really remember that there's clowns, and he's really using the clowns as a big selling point, which is very amusing.
And then, you know, of course, there are no clowns except for her.
Yeah, turns out that she was the clown all along. An interesting thing about clowns. Okay, do you know who's a real clown?
Soupy Sales, or no?
He,
what's his name? Emmett Kelly.
Yeah, actually, he is a real clown. Now that I go, what a clown! No, I was saying, like, look, Ethan, here's a question. Here, let me riddle you this. Okay, what do you think on this? This is unrelated to Mario Brothers, but it's related to clowns, which is now the important topic that I want to bring up. Beetlejuice, clown or not clown?
Not clown.
What? How do you figure? How do you figure he's not a clown?
I mean, he can turn into a clown, but he's not. Normally he's not one.
Well, he's clearly a clown, I'd say.
Oh.
Yeah, he fulfills all the requirements of being a clown.
How so?
He dresses outrageously in a comical fashion, with his striped suit, right? And he behaves in ways that are against the societal norm. Like, he's a sacred clown. He shows you how not to behave by making, these antisocial things appear as comical to us. So I think Beetlejuice is 100% a clown.
Is this you coming out as a clown? Because that also describes you.
I am a sacred clown. That is part of my thing. It is a form of clowning.
Okay, well, I mean, with the black and white stripes, I can see him as a Pueblo sacred clown. Huh. Interesting thought.
Think about it.
Huh.
Yeah. Exactly.
Except that he doesn't have the bunny ears.
Oh, do they traditionally have bunny ears? Okay. I guess that we might say that, like, I mean, I can see also where you're coming from in the sense that, like, in the world of Beetlejuice, obviously he's not recognized as a clown because Scuzzo is a clown and self-identifies as a clown. And in that one episode where Scuzzo says anything Scuzzo says can happen, like he gets Beetlejuice's power to make things happen by making puns. He says, "Beetlejuice, you have the brain of a clown," and Scuzzo's brain goes into Beetlejuice's head, implying that Beetlejuice previously did not have the brain of a clown, but now he does. So I guess I could see that from your point of view. But
however, in that show, Beetlejuice also has to fight Bartholomew Bat, who is a cartoon character, and he has to fight him like a cartoon character, indicating that the animated Beetlejuice is not a cartoon character. So I don't know what to believe.
Even though we know he is. Yeah, it's all over the place. Well, here's something else. I'm going to blow your mind, okay? You know how Beetlejuice, right? His name is Beetlejuice, right? Or I should say his proper name is Betelgeuse.
Yes.
Right? Okay. So, but he's often referred to in the cartoon and also in the sequel movie as Mr. Juice, implying that BJ, right? Or implying that his last name is Juice, right?
Yes. He even has a brother named Donnie Juice.
Exactly. Well, here's what it makes sense to realize. His name is Betelgeuse Juice, or pronounced properly, Beetlejuice Juice, because so his last name is Juice, and when people call him just Beetlejuice, they're abbreviating his first name Beetlejuice, there's Beetle, and calling him by his full and proper name, Beetlejuice.
But
and BJ,
so you can summon him by not saying all of his name. Does that mean that you could summon him by just saying Beetle, Beetle, Beetle?
I think so.
Wow.
I think you could. I think you could also just say Juice, Juice, Juice. Or Mr. Juice, Mr. Juice, Mr.
BJ,
Juice.
BJ, BJ.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it depends. Like, perhaps I guess it depends on whether it's important, like the spirit or the letter of the law. Like, if it's the word itself has been enchanted, or it's just you're calling upon him, and as long as you get, use a name that he recognizes, he'll come. I guess it depends on whether when people call Beetlejuice, when they say Beetlejuice 3 times, is Beetlejuice he hears that and he's like, I'm being summoned. I'm going to go there because I've heard my name. Or is he compelled against his will to show up? That's the question. Because he always seems to be happy to show up. So I don't think he's compelled.
Choose not to show up? We never really look at that.
That's right. I mean, I feel like he could choose not to show up. But
it would be funny if Lydia called for him and got like an answering machine message.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing: does Beetlejuice ever get called and he's just like mad about it? Because I don't know that he is. I can't remember him ever being like, I was in the middle of something. I
mean, the phrase the calling is rarely used by anyone besides Lydia. I can think of one example where Claire Brewster said it, but
oh yeah, Delia does say it in the second movie.
That's true,
but again, Beetlejuice seems very happy to show up. This is also a little weird because she's saying his name, but she's in the Netherworld when she says it, which kind of implies that like he's not just being summoned from another world. You can summon him to different points in his own world. Anyway, this is unrelated to Mario. It's been on my mind.
But I have one more question for you. What were those 2 qualifications for a clown again?
Well, he dresses outrageously. And he behaves outrageously.
Okay.
He behaves he goes against societal norms, and it's okay when he does it. He is allowed to break. He's allowed to break societal norms. He also is allowed to break the fourth wall, which is another kind of clownish attribute.
Okay.
A lot of our modern clowns do that, like Deadpool, the merc with a mouth.
I'm just thinking that doesn't that mean that sandworms are clowns?
Well, I don't think sandworms count because they're not sentient.
Are they? How do we know?
They're not. Well, if a sandworm is making a conscious choice as an intelligent being to act against societal norms, then I guess you could say the sandworms are clowns. But I think they are just supposed to be animals.
However, on the other hand, they may simply be doing what society requests of them as sandworms. But then again, you might say the same of clowns being clowns.
Yeah, well, I mean, if this role of a sandworm is to
if sandworms are themselves ghosts, which they might be, since they can perceive ghosts.
Yeah. Well, but they also live on Saturn, so they're just kind of aliens, aren't they?
Oh, perhaps, but maybe why is this specific moon connected to the Netherworld?
Yeah, well, I do think it's like in the original movie, they make it very unclear exactly what's going on because,
and then they don't clear it up in the second movie. And honestly, I'm glad because I'm tired of sequels that just explain everything that was mysterious about the first one.
Yeah, they actually explain it, but like in a weird way in the second one. Or I mean, because in the first one, we see the sandworms in that kind of desert environment,
right.
And then afterwards, Beetlejuice says to the Maitlands, "Oh, you hate sandworms? I hate sandworms. Hey, you've been to Saturn? I've been to Saturn," implying that sandworms are on Saturn.
Yes.
I guess. And although those might be 2 completely unrelated questions he's asking, we don't know. In the second one, they do like, we're on a moon of Saturn, and then there's sandworms here. Yep. And it's like, oh, okay, I guess you really wanted to make that clear. But also you realize that Saturn is a gas giant, so now it's on the moon of Saturn, right. Not on Saturn itself, because you'd get angry letters if you didn't do that. But, anyway, Beetlejuice.
It came out like 2 years after this Mario movie.
Yes, yeah. So it's kind of related if you think about it. But anyway, Mario and Luigi, they come. Like Mario eats all the Koopa is gonna fuck him up, but Mario eats all the 3 things that give him the power.
Well, but first he gets distracted by Mario brand Furikake sprinkles.
Oh, that's right, for his oatmeal.
Yeah, that's really hilarious. Is that there are 2 Mario products you could buy in grocery stores that are actually advertised in the movie. It's it's like it's like Discworld and the soups.
Yeah, but could you buy these in America?
Unfortunately, no, which is one reason that we didn't get this movie.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they were like, look, no one's gonna be buying Mario Brothers oatmeal
Yeah.
in America or Mario
There was,
Brothers. What is the other
there was
one?
Mario.
Spaghetti.
There was Mario spaghetti and oatmeal sprinkles, which were actually Mario brand ramen and Mario brand furikake.
Right. I mean, at least I the spaghetti thing is nice because at least it's kind of Italian themed. Because the Mario Brothers being Italian, being again kind of a plot point, or not plot point, but like kind of important canon
Yeah.
for the Mario Brothers. I do like that we get some great like we do get some great like classic Mario Brothers swearing type stuff where it's like mama of meatballs and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And also when at one point when Mario is having a dream of like mozzarella milkshakes.
Yeah. Oh, better that than the
That's
mustard milkshake from Captain N.
that's true. That's true. I mean, I like mozzarella, but I don't know that it's a good flavor for a milkshake. It's a little
You
odd.
know, I
But
would love a cheesecake milkshake, especially right now. But
yeah, I could go for
mozzarella,
that.
I don't know. Well,
Where can
what's
one
really
get a good
funny about
cheesecake
this
milkshake?
about the sprinkles bit is that it appears literally out of nowhere just as he's about to eat the last of the three treasures and distracts him and he drops it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it's just there to like extend this final battle sequence, you know?
So they should have had they should have shown Koopa like snapping his fingers to make them appear. Oh,
Oh, yeah.
speaking of his magic powers, what about the part where Peach pulls the old Puss in Boots bit on him?
Oh yeah. That was pretty good. Though I was surprised that like she mentions a few things that I guess are Japanese. I'm not really sure what she was
Yeah.
saying there.
Well, the thing is, these are kind of inappropriately accurate translations here. She says, "How about you dress as a pokero?" And he turns into something like a scarecrow.
Mm-hmm.
And then she
What's a
says,
Pocaro?
"How about a buchimonta?" And he turns into what I think might be a caricature of the voice actor's drag persona.
Oh, okay. Well, what do these terms mean? I've never
I
heard
had to
them.
look it up, and they're nonsense words. She
Oh.
said, it was like, saying, how about you turn into a jing jang? And how about you turn into a flibberty crump?
Oh, okay. Interesting that they like. So wait, did they? In the Japanese version, does she?
She specifically
does she
says
use,
a pokero and a buchimonta. And these aren't words in
so
Japanese. So,
so they basically they use the same nonsense. They use the Japanese nonsense words in English, which
yes.
is interesting. Because as an American, I would just assumed that that meant something. I didn't realize they aren't standard American gibberish, is what I'm saying.
No.
They do sound like it means something. So okay, yeah, and then she
And I
does
think
like
the joke here is that Bowser is just so eager to please that he'll, try and figure out what she's doing by, just from random guessing.
yeah. I mean, unless those mean something in like mushroom language,
Maybe, but we're not told. When I looked it up, it said, "How about you turn into a pokero?" Made up word.
I mean, when I hear Pocaro, I just assume like, oh, like a vaquero? Is that what we're talking about?
Well, it wasn't. It was some sort of googly-eyed scarecrow.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. I guess they. Why not?
Yes. And then, of
Um,
course, she wishes for him to turn into a teddy bear, so she locks him in a chest, and is like, "There, got you." And then the chest turns back into him, which is pretty weird. Did he absorb the
yeah.
chest?
I do think it's funny that he was just like, "What, you think that's gonna work on me? God, come on!" It's like I'm King Koopa. I have magic. Maybe you
I'm
forgot.
a sorcerer king. It says so right in the instruction manual.
Yeah.
No, don't
I
remind
do
her
like
that
the
she's a sorcerer.
Oh yeah, I do like the instruction manual has like drawings of all the characters in pixel style.
Yeah, that was Nintendo. See, remember what I talked about with the the video game market collapsing. Another thing that they blamed that on was the fact that look at old Atari 2600 cover art, and it's always these gorgeous painted images that don't match what you see on the screen at all. So kids felt a little misled, which is why the original 22 Nintendo games that came out with the release of the system, they all had artwork on their boxes that showed exactly what the games looked like.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. That's smart.
But if you scroll a little further down, you see some cute cartoons of Super Mario Brothers secret tricks. Shh, don't tell anyone.
Oh, the bulldozer attack. Yeah. Yes.
Chain reaction techniques. Use the old domino effect. Ask your parents to wipe out a bunch of bad guys one after another to get high points. Each coin you grab is worth 200 points. If you collect 100 coins, besides the points for the coins, you also get an extra Mario. Without a doubt, and a lot of coins are tucked away somewhere. Why do you suppose this is under chain reaction techniques? I love how these... I want to quote our longtime friend Steph Cherrywell. These have such a specific cadence to them. Half beatnik, half Martian.
Yeah, it reminds me a little bit if you've ever seen that. You remember that video you used to be able to get, like how to get top scores in video games?
Yes, exactly. I was actually, when I wrote the Game of Mush, I was trying to capture this cadence specifically.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I hear it. It's that kind of like world. It's like, it's me, Skip Rogers, world video game champion.
Yeah. The fourth level.
It's very similar. Yeah, exactly. Watch out for the bad guys. That is very Mr. Stellar coded, Ask your parents. All right. Well, I guess so. What else is there to say about the Mario Brothers movie?
Let's see. Is there anything interesting that we missed? You know what? The star falls into the shell of this clam that is happily bobbing along and then shuts its shell. And this is not a Mario enemy, but I love it and I wish it was. It's so cute.
Oh yeah. The dog does a little rock concert thing too in this bit. But yeah, this is this movie's real fun. It's real fun. We do get like a weird little post-credits scene too.
Yeah. A post-credits scene showing, after the Mario Brothers have walked all the way home to their store, it shows the same old lady that they failed to help earlier coming back for more of her cake needs. But this time King Koopa is running the store. Yeah.
And he actually does a good job. He does a way better job than the Marios do.
Yeah. And then it says game over at the end, which, is something that kids would have thought was hilarious at the time.
Yeah.
I think I once tried to write a letter to a video game magazine and ended it with letter over.
It's like it does the thing like in the game.
Yeah. And you can't ask for more, honestly.
True. But yeah, so this was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this one.
Yeah, this was so right now this is the best Mario movie we've seen, but as we go through the month of MAYrio, this one might stay on top, or maybe something else will be better. Who knows? We'll see.
I guess we'll see. So join us for more MAYrio.
Mario, where are you?